meteorologist Chase Jones.
All right, we're pointing you off towards the west. I'm going to stay clear of the camera for a second so you guys can see this impressive cloud development. Some good pockets of rain showers off towards the west, some rumbles of thunder off towards the north. Steve and I tracked this system as it made its way through, but I promise you as it gets closer towards San Angelo, it's giving up. Now, by tonight, as it reaches the southeastern portion of the Concho Valley, it's going to gain more momentum and develop into much more stronger of a storm as it approaches Houston. Now, temperatures over the last 24 hours pretty impressive as we made our way back down into those upper 60s. Then we only warmed up a couple degrees. You see it fighting back and forth with that cloud cover, feeling a lot warmer out there than it is as we make our way into those lower 80s, and we might already be on the cool down as those winds start to turn back out of the south. Now 81 in San Angelo, everybody else in a combination of those mid to lower 80s, but I promise you there's some colder pockets out there off towards the west. 70 in Sterling City, 85 down there in Junction, so 15 degrees across the entire Concho Valley, but you can see where some of that cold air is trying to make its way in with some of those thunderstorms working their way through the area. So there's definitely a lot of thunderstorm fuel out there with the humidity indices in those 50s while dew points are around there in those 60s. So as we cool off, we'll see if we don't reach that atmospheric tipping point with some of those lifting mechanisms, but I don't think there's enough lift in the atmosphere. Now we're keeping our eye on the concentrations of blues as they push their way back out towards the east. Now we're fighting back and forth with it as it goes around the Concho Valley, of course talking about the topography here in San Angelo and the Concho Valley with the Edwards Plateau and that San Angelo bubble. So as these systems try to fight their way in the upper level pattern, I don't think it's going to be strong enough to sort of deal with the heat around this area. Upper level pattern is going to show you how the high pressure will settle in by next week. That's going to warm us up into those triple digits. So now we're switching from severe weather ready back to hot weather safety. So we're putting on sunscreen, we're wearing our sunglasses, drinking plenty of water, and we're checking the back seat because it's going to be here. I think we can only go so long before those triple digits start to work their way in. Now, water vapor imagery is showing you the strong circulation that's forming right over the Concho Valley, if not parts of Texas, Oklahoma. We take it into the severe weather outlook because it's finally not the Concho Valley, it's off towards the southeast. And that's where that strong storm that's going over us right now is going to start fighting up and picking up in intensity. So down at the surface, we're getting a good idea of the convection and sort of the alerts that are associated with this strong system as it barrels off towards the east. But we're watching the convection along the Rocky Mountains to see if it doesn't slide down into our area. But I think those rain chances are starting to give up. Now we're going to zoom out because I want you guys to get a good idea of the storms as they develop off towards the east. We're tracking all the systems as they push across the area. As the afternoon rolls around, we see explosive convection across the entire region, if not the plains, where the strong frontal systems will work their way in. But that circulation that's hanging out over us will continue to linger around Missouri, Arkansas. We see another explosion of moisture around the weekend, so Stephen will take a closer look, and hopefully more rain is on the way. But, of course, those warmer temperatures right behind it. Now, Father's Day, only about 4 days to go, so take advantage of that nice weather. So tonight, all the way back down into those lower 60s, but I'm on the lookout for a little bit more rain. Then tomorrow, a good run of those lower 90s, but I promise you, it's going to warm up from there. So we're drinking plenty of water. Hot weather safety, I keep saying it because it's definitely on the rise. Here comes Flag Day around those mid-90s. By Father's Day, in those upper 90s. By the third week of the summer, we're around those triple digits, but immediately cooling down while those overnight lows hang out in those lower 70s. Stay tuned while more break. You're watching KSAN News at 5.